Everybody, I've got a special guest for you, part of this how to make extra 9K to 90K in 90 days or less. Hey, it's your host, Dr. Stan Harris, known as Dr. Breakthrough. I always give a disclaimer. I can't provide a breakthrough. I just prescribe the breakthrough. However, when people file the breakthrough prescription, God Almighty provides a breakthrough they desire and deserve. And the breakthrough, what is it? It's exploding through barriers that at one time seemed insurmountable. Now, do you have a great product? Do you have a great message? Do you have something you're doing that's wonderful? Well, guess what? One of the secrets to marketing is this, my friend. It's not so much of getting the exposure, it's basically allowing the people that are trying to find you, making yourself more findable. Well, our guest today, he's an expert at that. And so I'm telling you, Jeff Chrilley, Emmy Award-winning reporter, and now he has his own studio. Man, I love it going there. I love inviting and connecting him to other people with great stories. Jeff Chrilley, man, good to see you, buddy.
So good to be seen, and thank you for your friendship. You've introduced me to so many of your amazing friends, and Dr. Breakthrough is the real deal. He walks his talk.
Well, they say birds of a feather flock together. Come on, somebody. And Dr. Breakthrough says, if you can spot it, it's because you got it, my friend. So here we go. I'm into the extra again. Summertime, a lot of businesses are down, people on vacation, different things are happening. So, Jeff, I said, I want people, especially in home-based business, to make extra money and see if you focus on that, then you won't be distracted. So, real quick, simple question. I already know the answer, but have you ever made an extra 9,000 to 90,000 in a 90-day period? Now, you probably did when you were a news anchor, but
No, yeah, you're telling the truth there. As a news anchor, I did not make that kind of money, but I started my own PR firm from my home in 2008 and was blessed with great business from day one. We're now in year 17, and it's become a very, very profitable company.
wow, wow, wow. And I know, my friend, that by the way, I know you wake up like 4 o'clock every morning for 17 years or so, even on Christmas Day. And you gave me something about an email open rate that was like outrageous. Like, and you're spamming people in a good way, though.
So I'm adding journalists every day to my email list, and now I have 29,000 journalists on my email list with an open rate of 33%, which is incredible. It's essentially the industry saying that I wrote something valuable. So I do get up at 4 in the morning. I know you get up early to work out and to pray. And I'm busy coming up with news ideas for the stations across the country.
Wow, that's amazing. So again, folks, every speaker is basically doing the same thing. They're adding value to the marketplace. So Jeff knows these news people, they need new stories. And so although he may be spamming them, he's spamming them what they need to do their job. So they end up liking him. And I think, what was your open rate on the average?
Yeah, 33 to 34% per day, which is amazing.
I get less than 3% on my list, the people that know me, not spam. So yeah, I happen to know, man, you got this, you're expanding now. I know another $1 million or so, something like some crazy. So you're really doing some things there, making a difference in people's lives, helping people get their stories out.
Yeah, we try to. The reason the lighting is so perfect in here is I'm sitting in our largest studio. It's called Oprah. The Oprah
Wow.
studio can fit up to 70 people in it. So uh,
Okay. He'll be back momentarily, I'm sure. A little station identification break. All righty, Jeff. You shouldn't have moved that computer. Okay, now you're back.
okay, sorry. Do we need to make an edit there?
No, 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 bro. This is like you're real news. This is a
Yeah.
real breakthrough here, man. So it is what it is. That's part of life. Failure is not the opposite of success. Failure is a vital part of success, and glitches happen and things go wrong, but we just persevere, right? So, but hey, Jeff, so somebody that's watching and saying, man, this success, by the way, I know you and I, we shared the platform, 20 years ago or so. But even when you were a journalist or reporter, whatever else, you were doing so many speaking engagements and selling so many books. Tell us a little bit about that.
I did 300 speeches a year for 6 straight years, in addition to my TV job. Breakfast speech, lunch speech, go to work at Channel 4. Breakfast speech, lunch speech, go to work at Channel 4. And if there's a words of wisdom there. It's, do something you love, the money will follow, and you have to have consistency. You got to make a pledge. I'm going to really get out there and hit the speaking circuit, or if I'm going to build this company and roll the dice and say I'm going to bet on myself, you better be willing to get up early and stay up late to make it happen.
Wow. One of my philosophies goes along with you said WPHH. And what that stands for, WPHH, is wake up, pray, hustle honestly. Because
I love
your
that.
dad pastored in Detroit, so you came up in Detroit, so you understand that hustle, man. But there's a dignified hustle, and you're doing that. And I love what you have, the family. I walk in, and there's your daughter or your son, and then even your. So tell us, because you got not just a business and a legacy, but a family business. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, family company. So both my son and my daughter work with me. My daughter is my vice president. My son is head of business development, and both of them sit at the front desk because we want people to get greeted with that Chrilley smile. And I have a 15-year-old grandson who wants to take over the company one day. So this could be a legacy company, and I don't plan on retiring anytime soon. I want to be around for this part of the journey where three generations get to work side by side.
Wow. Well, of course, it's a legacy. The upgrade you're doing now, that's crazy. I mean, some people think that's outrageous, but you're like, oh no, that's what Jeff Crilly does, right?
Thank you. Well, we're blessed. The company keeps growing and we keep adding new clients. And so about a year ago, the building said we need to move you. And so we negotiated with the building and ended up having a better spot. It's always interesting how God works is at first it sounds like a bad thing and then it turns out to be a good thing. And so the views in our next studio just over my shoulder are even more spectacular in the views in here.
Wow, wow. Well, Jeff, for somebody who said, okay, man, this is powerful, Jeff, what kind of advice would you give me? Because I know you sat me down, you showed me a couple different things you said as a speaker, you could do this. Um, how could your PR firm help a person? Because I know the other day, I introduced somebody to you, which is amazing. They went in to get interviewed, and when they walk in, there they are on TV, and they're like, "Wait a minute, hey!" I mean, you really set the atmosphere, man. But the guy I
Thank you.
was talking to, he said he had hired you. I think it was a month. He'd been, and he flew in to do some episodes, and he said that in one day he got 10 interviews. 10.
Yes.
I mean, so you don't just do this PR blasting stuff. Like you make stuff happen for your clients.
Yes, we have relationships with all of the TV networks and radio networks. And so it's not unusual for our clients to get on the air between 15 and 30 times in a month, which is just insane. There's no PR firm that can do that. And I'm an excellence freak, as you are, Dr. Breakthrough. If you're going to do something, just be the best of all time. And so we're dedicated to excellence from how you're greeted at the front door to how the client experience is throughout the month. So I think one of the secrets for everybody on this call is the idea that you got to do it with gusto. You can't mail it in. I'm reading all these articles about quiet quitting, and there shouldn't be quiet quitting. Just quit. If you don't feel it, what are you getting up every morning to do this for? And becoming an entrepreneur is very rewarding. It's also risky and stressful. But if you're going to dedicate yourself to doing it, you got to make sure you're telling your story to more and more people. And that's essentially what my company does. We're storytellers. We help you amplify your voice.
Wow. And not just amplify, but get the people in front of the people. In other words, you're people, folks, you watching, maybe you're like me. You got a book, you got several books, right? And you know that there's people out there that need the book, that want the book. Well, guess what? There's somebody out there looking for the kingdompreneur, how to do business God's way. Jeff's job is to get the exposure to get you out there, me out there, so the people that are looking for me can find me. And they're like, Dr. Brink, I've been looking for a guy like you all my life, right? So that's the deal. So show us somebody that says to you, hey, Jeff, could you help me? I mean, give me some, this is great advice, but give me some
Sure.
more. If I want to make an extra 9K to 90K, how could you and your services potentially help with that? Because again, if you get one guy, by the way, tell that story about when you got fired without realizing that one of your clients said,
Yeah.
basically, you're too successful you may be too successful.
Yes, my very first client from 7 years ago is a guy named Clint David, and I'm a pleaser, so I just went to work for him, and he was so um, effusive with the praise that I just worked harder and harder. And so at the end of the first year, he calls me up and says, I've got good news and bad news. And I couldn't even imagine what the bad news would be. But I said, let's start with the good news. He says, the good news is you got me 500 media placements in the first year. He says, Jeff, it could have been more like 700, but I had a firm to run. I had to turn a few down. I said, what's the bad news? He says, I don't need you anymore, man. They call me direct. Most people would think to themselves, I got fired. Most people would think they lost several $1,000s of income in a month. All I thought was thank you. And that's exactly what I said. Thank you for the ultimate compliment to a PR firm. They did too good a job and worked themselves out of a job. Like a great therapist, you want your patient to get well. Stan, your clients, I mean, you're not a real success unless you can shake their hand and say, mission accomplished.
Wow, wow. Well, that's great, man. So let me ask you this. So if I'm understanding, a lot of people that I set up, again, they have to be astute business people and they have to qualify, right? So, but would you be interested? Would you be open if folks here that are watching, if maybe they could set up an appointment with you, and if they qualify, maybe then you could have them on your show if they're in the Dallas area or going to be in the Dallas area, and then maybe if you work with them, that they could be one of your clients, you could help produce those results that you're getting for others. Is that a possibility?
That would be an amazing possibility. And if you would do me a favor, Dr. Breakthrough, maybe you're the conduit. So anybody who wants to come on my show, please reach out to Dr. Breakthrough, and he'll introduce you to me, and we can go over what the show would be about and what you would talk about, and how that turns into ROI for you.
Yeah, I know. It's amazing. I spoke for a company, Vital Health, and of course, I'm loving their products now and so forth. And but Brooke and David Nevins, they came in there and they were like they were blown away. And then they're like, and then Brooke's like, this is what I need for my branding. I need to hire him for my branding. And then Damon Coleman, he's been wanting to do something, and he came in. He was like, oh, and then D'Angelo Lee. Anyway, all these different folks. Like, wait a minute,
The
this
list goes on and on.
yeah, yeah. He's the secret sauce that I need. You're the secret weapon. And again, Jeff, the difference between what you're doing and your PR firm versus others just like it's like the difference between a billboard is just there, right? But no, I mean, you're getting and you're actually guaranteeing so many contacts and so forth, which is unusual for a PR firm. So it's like you really care about your clients. So here's one of the things I say that you're living by. Don't use people to build your business. Use your business to build people. And that's what you do. And that's why people keep coming back to you. And that's why people like me keep referring people to you because you're doing just an amazing job, Jeff Chrilley. And you got to be a great salesperson and man of prayer because I saw a picture of your wife. So you're like I am, man. We know how to pray now.
I'm still praying every day. I'm still praying every single day. And I know you married up as well. So we're both so blessed.
Yes, yes, sir. Okay, so man, just in closing thoughts, give us 2 or 3 minutes of some bits of advice again for assisting
Sure.
people that want to make
Um,
some additional income. You already mentioned some powerful things. Even the great book says, "Whatsoever thy hand findeth to do, do it with thy might." Right? I didn't become a tenth
yeah,
degree black belt by practicing once a month. Right? It was 4 hours every day. Right? Monday through Friday. But give them a few things because
sure.
you got some great work ethic, and like you said, you love people though. And you're
Thank you.
likable.
Thank you. Right back at you. That's why we click. So I want to quote the great Les Brown. He says it's not how many times you get knocked down, it's how many times you get up. He also says you got to circulate to percolate. So I run into a lot of entrepreneurs who think they're going to make all their money sitting behind a computer, and that's not the way a business is done. People do business with people they know, like, and trust. So you got to be able to be out there shaking hands, kissing babies, meeting people. Just as Dr. Stan has done thousands and thousands of speeches and impressed, countless millions of people. He could not have a successful business if he didn't get out there and put it in front of the public. So Get out there. Don't try to do all your business behind a computer. Come up with something that it doesn't feel like work to you. Like you cannot wait to wake up at 4 in the morning or 5 in the morning and get at it. And then finally, make sure that God is a part of your life because God blesses companies as He's blessed Dr. Breakthrough. And I think God has blessed my company because I'm obedient and faithful.
Wow. And by the way, I love the name Real News. Tell us that story though, because that's, you know,
Sure.
the whole real thing, fake news and all that. No, no, no. You've been doing this a while.
So yes, I came up with the name Real News Public Relations in 2008. 2008 when I first started the company. And I really named it for journalists to basically say to the journalists, hey, listen, if we're pitching you a story, it's real news. And then several years later, Donald Trump runs for office with the fake news slogan, and everybody thought I was a genius. Oh wow, I get it, fake news, real news. But it's been a blessing. It's been a great name, and I think that's something that all of us should strive to is give them real. Real is refreshing, right? There's too many phonies out there.
And the real news is, folks, you can make an extra 9K to 90K or more in 90 days or less. Again, if you have something of value and you market that thing of value, your product, your service, your system, whatever you have. And Jeff, the first day I did this as a closeout, this is a 90-day, and this is day number 85, by the way, day number 85. No, 86, excuse me, day number 86. And the day I was starting, a good friend of mine, Myron Golden, was in town. He called me, he said, Doc, I'm in town. See if you can come on down. I'm doing this special seminar. And I said, okay, well, I said, I'm doing this special challenge and I'll be down as soon as I'm done. Well, I did my first day, Jeff, how to make an extra 9K to 90K. And how you sometimes you feeling pretty good. You're like, I nailed that one, right? And one guy sends me a text. He's 73. He said, man, I've heard so many presentations in my life. He said, that is by far the best I've ever heard. And I was like, okay. So I'm feeling pretty good. I walk in there, I sit down, Myron's doing his thing. An hour and a half later, he invites people to buy his coaching package. And there's like 390 people there, and almost everybody got up, right? And well, he wants me to come up to his room afterwards. And so we're talking, joking around about old times. And all of a sudden, his assistant gives him the numbers, and he made $970,000.
Wow.
And I was like, Myron, man, I said, don't laugh at me. I was like, because I wanted to interview you. I said, but I just finished teaching this morning how to make an extra 9K to 90K or more in 90 days or less. And here you make 970,000 in like a half, an hour and a half. I'm like, don't laugh at my. He said, Doc, no, wait a minute. That's confirmation. So what do you mean? He said, you said how to make extra 9K to 90K or more, right? I said, well, 970,000 is more than 90K. And you said 90 days or less, right? I said, well, an hour and a half is less than 90 days. So he said, that's confirmation that you can do that on a whole lot more. So whoever's watching, my friend, I believe in you. Jeff Chrilley believes in you. But more importantly, he's got a system, a proven track record that he can help get you in front of the people who are looking for you. They're looking to buy your book. They're looking to have you speak they're looking, but they don't know who you are, right? Like one guy told me, it's like winking at a beautiful woman in the dark. She doesn't know. Well, I don't wink at women in the dark. I wink at my wife in the light. Come on now. All right, Jeff Chrilley. Hey, thank you very much. One more time, Real News, Public Relations with Jeff Chrilley, the brother.
Thank you. Appreciate you so much.
Thank you, sir. All right. Blessings.